Cool. Let's get the party started.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, this
First time. Let's go, man. All right. I don't know what we're doing, man.
So weird.
I don't know.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I do. Cards. Put cards in your hands.
Welcome to the Christian Board Gamers Podcast, where we focus on Jesus, community, and board games. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to move over here.
I thought it was my turn.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, what's up? We didn't see you come in there. Welcome to the Christian Board Gamers Podcast, proud members of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network, and our new setup and our new thingamabobber with stuff. With stuff. I am actually not just like normally I say I'm here with my dear brother Ray, but I'm actually literally here with my dear brother Ray. Not virtually. Physically
We're here. Yeah.
Ray, how you doing today, man?
Joe, I'm excited.
I know, right?
I am extra excited today because we are here together and we've talked about this. This has been a concept from the get-go. We planned this and it came to fruition. We are here playing a game. We welcome them into your home. This is crazy, Joe.
Yeah. It only took 6 seasons for us. We were like, oh, right out the gate, we're like, we want to make this an in-person podcast, but we're going to wait 3 years before we do it.
We're going to make sure we take our time to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you might as well, right? Yeah. There was no rush. We wanted to make sure that we could do it well, and that also just even seeing what this thing was going to be, and we're having fun. So we ended season 5 like with talk of eschatology. It was a heavier conversation. It was a longer episode for us, so we wanted to start just out the gate, just kind of catching up, having fun. We've got this game set up in front of us that we'll talk about in a little bit here. But man, the summer has been bonkers.
It has been. And hopefully the people who listened to our last episode last season have stuck with us and you're coming back for this season. So, please join us.
And if they're not, they didn't hear anything you just said. That's right. They didn't hear it because they're not here.
That's true.
They're not listening.
So never mind last season, the last episode. Don't worry about it. This is
mind
fresh.
it. No, mind it. It was a great episode.
It
actually was. We had a lot of great conversation that came out of it, which I long for, right? Like just let's be the body of Christ in conversation. That. So. Yeah, no, that's awesome. But yeah, we wanted to start this season just a little bit lighter. We're still getting acclimated to the new digs. We've never really done it in person. So like we're used to looking at each other across the screen, but now I actually have to like turn.
And I'm looking at you now.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, which if you haven't watched on YouTube yet, now is the time to get on and check us out at Tristan Board Games. Who's that? Trisket? Do you have any Trisket?
Yes, I do. No,
perfect.
I don't.
Christian Board Gamers Podcast on YouTube. Man, subscribe, like, and subscribe, please. Come check us out. See how dope Joe's basement is. It's so official. I actually feel like I'm doing the news, like I'm recording, like I'm supposed to be saying something about the weather this week. So.
The lights are so hot. I feel like a rotisserie chicken. I'm like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm sweating. Welcome to the Christian board game, the things. With the stuff.
You can be sure that I'm definitely going to mess up some words somewhere along the season.
Whatever.
It's going to happen.
You already did. Rest assured. It's already
Get them out the way now. So, anywho.
No, it's good. Yeah, might as well, right? Get it out the way. I keep picking these up and putting them down. Right? This is different. I don't know what to do. But we're excited. We're going to get better at it. That's usually been our motto, right? Like our thing when we started this was we're going to get better. We are the type of people that just start something and then we learn and grow into it, and we'll grow into this just the same. It actually does kind of have a studio vibe, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Even though there's wires everywhere, and if you take one false step, everything's gonna fall down. So
but you never know that,
right? You would now. You do know that, but it's definitely cool to be able to do this in person. And again, like Ray said with the YouTube, like that was the thing. Like we had this YouTube, and really it's just you staring at us talk on Zoom,
right?
I don't think that's the most engaging. And that was really why we were like, man, eventually it'd be so cool to be able to do this like in person, because then we can put the games on the table, we can show more we're playing. And there's just something about hanging out. Like sometimes we're gonna actually play the games. Sometimes we're just gonna talk about the games. Sometimes we might not have a game on the table at all, and it's just gonna be us and the Bible and that kind of stuff too. And so be prepared for that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a bunch of different things going on. But like I said, sometimes it'll be us just playing a game. If we know that we can play that within our time frame, like, hey, let's just sit down and play. This day, we're actually just going to kind of do a little bit more of a review, talk about the things that we liked or didn't like about this game that I've kept secret. I keep burying the lead, but you probably can see.
Yeah, maybe.
You can see. Maybe you know.
Maybe.
The rule book's not out here. Let's do this. Oh, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's go. Oh, now you can really see it.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know what the game is by now, you can see the rule book that's sitting right there on the top.
That's very true, which I appreciate this rule book because it's very good on this game that we have not named yet. But you will not know what game this is unless you're on YouTube.
Yes.
So I reiterate, please go to YouTube and check it out.
Go to YouTube, subscribe, do all that fun jazz.
But before we get into this no-name game yet, the summer is. I kind of interrupted you there. I'm sorry. Let's get to what's been going on over the summer.
It's good. You jumped into Triscuits. Summer's been crazy, man. I mean, it started right out the gate with Origins. Took a team to Origins in Columbus, Ohio, and we had an absolute blast. That was a phenomenal trip. Lots of really cool conversations that were happening. A lot of even more like the spiritual ends too. Like I got to pray with people. I got to share even my testimony where I was talking with some guys and they were like, hey, tell us a little more of your story, because they had heard me say like something. I was like, I spent a lot of time not having fun, so I have a lot of fun now. And they were like, flesh that out, and I was like, well, are you sure? And they're like, yeah. And so we talked about it, and I was able to share my testimony, and that was on Friday night. And what was crazy is that I saw those guys again throughout the weekend, but one of the guys came up to me at the end, gave me a really firm handshake and was like, hey man, thank you so much for just like hanging with us the other day and like talking about the industry and talking about Origins and sharing your stories. Like, I'd love to see you again. Awesome. I hope it'd be cool. We can maybe run into you. I told him about Voss Media in Galesburg, because they're in South Bend and he likes game stores, so they go around. He's like, oh, maybe I'll check that place out. Maybe I'll see you there. And I was like, that's cool. And so I told my wife, I was like, bro, I got to go because he might just show up randomly, so I got to spend more time at the game store. She shot that one down. Yeah,
probably because you called her bro. She probably did that. But
hey, yo, bro.
I'm sure everybody talks to their wife like that.
Right, wifey, bro. Hey, dude. Yeah, no, not how that went.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, that's cool. He'll miss you. And I was like, facts. Probably.
No, that's awesome, though, that he even would say that. Like, want to be like, hey, maybe I'll see you around, you know what I mean? To made some kind of impact.
Which was cool. I mean, I wouldn't put them in category of believers. They were just there, and we were just having the conversation. I mean, I guess I couldn't say one way or another, but it did not appear to be that case.
Sure. Sometimes with believers, I'm not even sure. So
fair enough.
It's hard to tell.
Either way, they weren't put off by the conversation. It was really good, and our team did excellent. I mean, they served well, and it was just a lot of fun. We had a really great squad. A lot of the people that came to Origins were like repeat, so they've been there a couple times, which is really, really neat, because like when you have that context of like, I've done this, I'm familiar with it, I know what's going on. It makes things a little bit more
comfortable.
It's easy. Yeah, you can just kind of get into the groove. You know what you're doing. You know what's expected, and so we could really just like let loose a little bit, right? Like we were just getting together, having a great time, laughing, fellowship, hanging out, eating pizza, playing games, and then going into the space, and everybody just knows what they're doing. We had 2 new people. They both did really well. One gentleman was like, I will be here next year, and I'm like, let's go. And so he's actually thinking about potentially bringing his wife, which I think is really is pretty neat, man. Like overall, as far as like the general vibe of the show was so much fun. Yeah. Then I went from that into YFC camp, which was crazy. Yeah. And then from YFC camp was bananas. I get to run the programming there. Super fun though. But bananas. And then I came home, had a couple days off, and then went and spoke at Camp Living Waters. Just got back from that, and then have Jen.
How was that? We actually haven't talked about that.
Camp Living Waters was awesome, dude. It was high school camp. Yeah, high school camp, and like I've gotten to speak there like, man, once or twice a year for like the last 5 years. And so I know a lot of these students, and I've gotten to know them over the years, and some of them are graduating. There were a few new students that I hadn't really connected with before, and some of them got really tall, and you just don't recognize them. You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry.
Where'd that facial hair come from?
Yeah, right. Like you're driving. That's weird.
Right.
but just a great time, dude. I mean, just being able to connect and really we talked about the abundant life in Christ. I mean, that was their theme, was abundant, and we really leaned into like that walking closely with Jesus, abiding with Jesus, being in his word, being obedient to what he has to say, that these are the things that produce this abundant life, that it's not the things of the world. And I actually did something different. I used like a video for each thing. And so I asked them right out the gate, I'm like literally 2 minutes into my my talk, and I was like, y'all want to watch a cartoon? And they were like, what? And I was like, I got a 6-minute cartoon that we're about to watch. And I played
What kid doesn't
I know,
want
right?
that? That's like the best.
Crazy with the Heat, Donald Duck, and Goofy. And I'm telling you, y'all, watch that. Go on YouTube, check out Crazy with the Heat. While you're over on YouTube, subscribe to the Christian Board Gamers podcast through Love Thy Nerd. Yeah, see, you like that? Yeah. It's the Christian, not the Tristan, not the Kristen, not the Trisket. It's the Christian Board Gamers podcast. That
was good.
Check out Crazy with the Heat, Donald Duck, and Goofy, and that kind of set the whole stage because they're chasing after mirages. But what was nuts about it, dude, I'm watching this thing and I'm like, because I was just looking for a small clip with a mirage, and I watched the whole thing and I was like, yo, there's a fake like shop owner. And Goofy's like, I'm going to get me a soda pop, you know, and he just that was a really bad, whatever. It's good.
I was just going to let it slide.
Gosh, yeah. Like whatever. And so like he goes and he's like, he can never get the soda pop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it that way. But he can never get it. But the shop owner at one point says like, hey, you owe money. It's time to pay. And Goofy's like, pay for what? Like I didn't get anything, you know? And so like, but then he's like, oh, now you have to do the dishes and you have to do all these things. And Goofy gets entrenched in like these dishes and it's a mirage. But it was talking about the fact that we chase after these things that will never satisfy, will never give us, it'll always cost us more than we want it to.
Wow.
And so I was like, yo, like this will preach, man. And so I shared that, broke it all down. And then I was like, yo, I'm going to use one for every night. And so I did Indiana Jones. I used, the Lego movie and talked about not conforming into the image of the world. So I used the whole thing where he's like, oh, the instructions on how to fit in and make everyone like you, you know, in the beginning scene. And like, I was like, I dropped the mic. I think they were like, yo, because I was like, y'all, we can laugh at Emmett. Like, this is a funny scene in the movie. We can laugh until we realize something. And they're like, well, I'm like, where the joke?
This is us.
Right? Like, where the joke, guys?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
where the conformists, like, going through this whole thing. And, like, how we're just conforming to the image of the world because we want everyone to like us so we can fit in, you know? And then from there, I finished that message off when he actually walks in his true identity as a master builder because he had an encounter with the Creator, and the Creator gave him his purpose and his mission, and he sent him back in the tube, and he's like, I can see everything. Did his environment change? No, he did. God changed him. He had an interaction with his Creator. So for all practical purposes, he got an interaction with God, right? This interaction and this purpose that he's been given, and now he's walking in the true of his identity. And man, like it was just fire. Like I was like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, man. Then he was like Narnia, of course, and then Lord of the Rings, like on like
you kind of have to.
Yeah, like letting go our sin, and use the scene with Bilbo, and he won't like relinquish the ring, and like.
Yeah.
Gandalf gets all big and he's like, I'm trying to help you. And I actually tied that into like Matthew 11, 28 through 30 about how Jesus isn't trying to take things from us. He actually is like inviting us in. And if you see Bilbo, he's like, he just runs into his arms and then he still wrestles with his sin. And he finally leaves at the door. I was like, but you notice when he dropped the ring, it didn't bounce around. That thing thud. Right. I was like, the weight that he was carrying around in that sin. And I said, this is the first time when he walks out the door that he's felt free in a long time. Right? Like you just there's so many really cool stuff.
Parallels that you can run with that. Yeah, that sounds great. I wish I was there, man, but I kind of feel like
now you guys did as well. That was a snapshot, right? That was
it sounds like a great camp, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then, like I said, we're getting ready for Gen Con, and man, I've never been to Gen Con, so leading a trip for LTN for Gen Con is definitely different, right?
Different team members going with you this time?
Dude, we have like a 90% new team, which is really rad.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's also like, I don't, like nobody knows what we're doing.
Right,
we're working with a few new partners, which is cool. I've got some people that I've really wanted to come on a trip that are coming on the trip.
Nice.
Excuse me, which is awesome. I'm very, very excited about it. It's going to be fire. It's just, I like with Origins, I could go. I knew where everything was. We were staying at Newberry B&B, but I understood how to get to the hall. I knew where we were at. I knew what we were doing. Now I'm like, I know nothing. And so it's like the complete opposite of that vibe.
I
And that
understand
sometimes
completely.
brings a little anxiety, but
Yep.
I mean, shoot, I'm just going and bringing it to the Lord.
Yeah,
and
he'll
we're
take care of
trusting
it. Yeah. It's always like with new people, they're even like meeting new friends or being in a space, like it's like a first date. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're filling it out right, and like you're like seeing, hey, how do I get along with this person, and what kind of things are funny to them,
Yeah.
and then after that, like by day 2, you're like, oh, we're cool, and then it
Yeah,
like goes
yeah.
on. So I know what you're saying, like with that new team as well. But I took on a new job.
Yeah, man, I was going to say, we just spent a lot on what I was
Yeah.
doing, but you've had like a lot of life change
Yeah,
going on, man.
a little bit here and there, but yeah, I took on a new job. In my last role, I was there for 8 years, and just about 8 years, and so I moved into a job that provides just some better life-work balance and being able to be home, and I'm not on call and don't have to work nights and weekends, which is fantastic. So I get to see my girls a lot more, and I'm home by 3:30. But going from being a place where like I knew everything, I knew everybody, I had friends, great conversations, like I could go there, I knew when I could take breaks or what was expected of me, to a place where I know nobody, and it's that whole first day thing, like with a whole department of people, and then like just like when can I take a break, when can I eat, when can I, and so I spent about 2 weeks, like probably the first 2 weeks, I was really kind of in that anxiety kind of spot, like, did I make the right choice? Did I do the right thing? But I'm just trying to keep my family first, and be like, I can do anything for my family, right? Like put my family first, and it's turned out to be great. It's going really well, and it's a lot easier than what I was doing before in some ways, and more difficult in other ways. But
there's always a different kind of trade-off. Like it's easy here, but it's not easy there.
Yep.
So
that was a big thing. Summer we went to a trip down to Kentucky recently, where watched my niece play some basketball down in Louisville. So that was fun. My mom came with us and got to hang out with Ellie. Was great. And then we kind of just been doing stuff around the house, man, and enjoying life. So things are
love that.
Summer's good.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, we're recording this on, what's the date?
22nd.
Yeah, I'm looking at my watch, but then I use that as an excuse to check the monitor to make sure that things have changed. But you like that? I'm like, it's Yep, everything's good. All right, good. July 22nd.
Running smooth. Everything's running smooth, people. Don't worry. We got this under control.
Yeah, so this episode's going to drop, I think, on the 11th of August, but we got to get things going because we basically got Gen Con, then I go on vacation, we're back and forth, and we got things to record and do, and there's some really cool things, exciting things coming up, but that's awesome. I'm glad that the new job's going well, but definitely that, 2 weeks is actually pretty quick to like change a role and actually feel comfortable.
Yeah. I didn't say I'm all the way comfortable. I'm less in the anxious stage and more in the like, okay, I'm figuring it out.
You're starting to get to know people.
Having some conversations. Sense. People are saying good morning to me now, and I'm like, oh, they're not mean down here. This is great.
Saying good morning to me now.
That's wonderful.
I belong.
Yeah.
I am here.
Man, isn't it something when you feel like you go from a place of like everybody knows you and like cheers, and then you go to another place where nobody knows you, and I'm like, is it me? Is there something wrong with me? I just feel I haven't felt that awkward in a long time, because most of the time I get along well, and I can talk to anybody at any point. I'm like, hey, this is great, but like all day long I'm engulfed in this environment where everybody's just like, who are you? What are you doing here? Where do you come from?
Who are you and what do you do? Who is your daddy and what is he? No, sorry. Kindergarten Cop.
So, yeah, man.
Was that Kindergarten Cop?
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I thought I had my
your daddy and what
Who is your daddy and what is
It's not a tumor.
We have really bad impersonations. We're not very good at it.
At the moment.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That one was better. It
wasn't
too bad.
It's good in there.
That was getting it.
By the end of this recording, it wouldn't be spot on.
Pretty soon, with the way my voice is going, I'll sound like Batman by the end of it. Like, I'm Batman. Yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, so cool. So we said we want to take it a little bit light. We want to talk about some games. Ray and I were able to get this game that we have yet to name to the table. And so we are going to talk through Wondrous Creatures. Ray's got the rule book there. Ray is a rule book guy. You know this. So when I set this up, I just put the rule book next to him. Yeah. Even though we weren't going to play, but if you had to like bet, if you were a betting person, you had to bet how many times, even though we're not playing the game, how many times Ray's already referenced the rule book? You bet high. Bet high.
Yeah, shoot high. Take the over on that.
Take the over for
it's,
sure.
It's like, it's just something that I do. I sat down and immediately picked it up and just started reading through, and I was like, oh, well, let me I mean, this tickles my fancy. Let me check this out.
Yeah. There was literally no wasted time. He sat down. He was like, just making sure that I got everything on a refresh. I'm like, you just went through all that.
Yeah,
like,
that was good, man.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good rule book too. I will say it's pretty clear directions. It has diagrams well laid out. Setup is easy to go through. Explains all the cards, iconography. Got a good map on the back. I mean, like, this is a good rule book in my estimation.
It is a good rule book. Yeah. And I'm thankful for it because I'm just going to go out and we'll do the right out the gate. My thoughts on this game are I really enjoy this. I think Wondrous Creatures brings a lot to the table. Excuse me. I feel like it is taken like its predecessor in like Everdell, and even though that's not its official, but you feel those kind of vibes in there, right?
Yep.
And I think it just takes something like that and just takes it into a whole nother space. It's wild because it's a game with a ton of cards in the deck, and I don't always like games with a ton of cards in the deck because I always feel like I can't, like Terraforming Mars or Arc Nova, which again, they're fine games. I know I give everyone a hard time and all that jazz, or like Wingspan when there's a billion cards. And I just sometimes feel like I can't create the synergies or I'm so card dependent.
Yeah.
I feel like this game does a pretty good job of getting through the deck where like literally like there's sweeping icons where you can sweep the whole thing or you can sweep a half of it, right? Like I can do these three or those or all of it. It depends on whether you have 2 brooms or if you have the one broom. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but up here you got like your net and then there's 2 brooms up on the top, and that would mean I could sweep the whole row. And that's nice.
Versus like this one here, 1 broom.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, I think like that helps you get through the deck more, which is really nice. And it happens a lot. Like it's not like a small thing. It's like, oh, this is actually occurring quite a bit. Like I have to go through the like sweep a fair number.
Yeah, it happens enough to where you don't want to get tied to any card on the board because it's going to get swept off.
Right.
Guaranteed when you want it. So,
right. Yeah. Or picked up by somebody.
That kept happening. Like I was like, Joe, are you sure you want to do that? Like I swear it kept happening over and over every time I wanted something up there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really enjoy just like any kind of game where I get some hand management and I can look through my hand. And what's cool about these cards, again, you get kind of multiple use in them, right? Like, so you've got your icons, and that's just noting what type of creature it is. You've got your instant ability, like if it has like an instant ability with the lightning, or if you have something with, end game. That's an end game one.
That's the hourglass. I think that's the one that's for every time you recharge.
Right.
So every time you're pulling back, you do your recharge, and what your tableau is, you get to do this item there. So a lot of those will give you more resources or things like that, or like recharge of the card, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
and then there are end game ones, which are nice. So when he's talking about this timer, like you actually literally have like a little timer thing here, and it's just going to be moving. It's not really in rounds. Like there's just ways that it moves forward. I can't remember off the top of my head how that moves forward.
It's after whenever somebody recalls, so you get all your workers placed out, and then when you have to recall, that's your recharge. You move the time essentially up, and then you do what's on your recharge there.
That's right.
And so
and you'll notice
I read that in the rule book.
In the rule book, that makes sense. And then there's these little egg things there. So when the timer goes on or past, you're going to flip the egg. It's going to give you a symbol, and you're going to place eggs out on the symbols on the board that are there, which is really cool. It gives some randomization. You don't know where the eggs are going to go, which is nice. But you have like what habitat the card wants to be in up in the right hand corner. You get its point value at the end of the game, the effect. You even have these blue ones here that have like infinite ability. I don't know why I'm throwing on there as if you can see that. You really can't, but that's okay.
If you have a large screen, I mean, they do have like 108-inch televisions now, so somebody could be watching us in high def.
Someone does like this, like the finger thing.
Minority Report, start just moving stuff around.
which is fine. Okay. I mean, whatever. Yeah. This is so you can see like the whole of the game, but really on your turn, you're gonna like do one basic action, right? So like you're gonna maybe place your creature, and the creatures are super cool. Like that's a pretty cool like dinosaur meeple thing, and it's awesome. And at one point in the game, actually, you can get your captain.
Yep.
And then like they're magnetic, and they ride the beast, which I think is pretty cool. And then it gives you like a special ability when you place it out. And so that special ability is based on your player map, but you have to unlock it first, and you're going to unlock it by pulling off these inkwells, and there's some really neat things. So you're collecting resources, which is all over here on your player aid. Actually, you can see it better on Ray's. But you're just moving your little pieces over on your resource tracker, which is going to allow you to be able to do things like with what resources do. There's costs on each of the cards, and so it's going to cost you that much money to buy a card. But you're basically just going to put out your worker. This is non-rulebook, Joe. I mean, you got the rulebook down, so if I mess it up, you're going to place out your worker. You're going to collect surrounding resources. So in this case, I would get one pineapple-y apple fruit thing, whatever that is.
That's the dragon scale apple.
Yeah, the dragon scale apple-ness thing. And then there's just like this flower, and I can then just gain these resources, and then the cost of the cards are going to be on the left-hand side down over here. See, I can at least show you. You might not be able to see it, but you see where it is. And that's where it's going to cost to like purchase cards. So I'm collecting these resources. I'm not able to move into these habitat spaces. However, I can use a net to do the special ability. So everyone would start with some nets. I think we all start with one or three. Two?
That was one.
Maybe three. One. You start with something. But you could use a net. You spend, I wish there was, right? You spend a net and it would allow you to like do the icon here, or if there this egg right here, I could spend that and I can come and add that egg into my player mat. And then there's like printed bonuses on this. So this first egg is going to get me 1 point. So I would go to the 1. Yippity skippity. And so I would do that. Or like if I don't think you have to place them in order, do you?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you do. Yeah, you got to go left to right.
One,
yes,
two,
because then the bonuses. So you go from left to right, and then you get to do the cool bonus thing that's on the printed bit. And then these inkwells are when you meet achievements, you get to place those out, and then you get to gain a trophy. And the end game, if I'm not mistaken, is when all the trophies are gone.
Correct.
That ends the game.
Yep.
Isn't there another way too?
I thought.
Main board has been depleted to finish the current round. No, it's just that. So once all the trophies are gone, then the game will end. But every time you remove an inkwell, there's a special bonus you get to do on your thing. But that you can choose, right? This one is not like left to right. I can actually choose to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is super cool. Again, there's a lot to really like about this game.
Yeah. It may seem overwhelming at first glance with all the things that are going on, but really once you get the loop down of what's happening, it's pretty simple.
Yep.
Something else to note is when you go here, like if Joe places piece here, he can either take a resource or he can take an animal card from that habitat instead of this. So that's how you're going to get cards in your hand to be able to spin. Some cards have you spend other cards to get things on the card. It will kind of tell you down here like discard this card for this thing and this instant bonus kind of stuff with these ongoing effects. But so there's a lot of choices that you can make here. It leaves a lot of autonomy for you to be able to like pick your path in the game. You reference Everdale. This is a game that I felt like did have the tight resources. Like your eggs they're double-sided, and so one side has the creature, and if I'm trying to do one of the missions here, the achievements, then I can use that if it's in there, but then I'm going to flip to the other side and it's basically that egg has hatched. And so, you're trying to, like every game, maximize your turn and your resources, but this game is fun and there's a lot of paths to get points, and it's not so tight where you're stressed out, but it's tight enough that there's tension that makes it fun, I would say. Yeah,
but that's right, I forgot. Like you're not using the resources to buy cards out of the market, right? You're using resources to play the cards out of your hand.
Correct.
Yeah. That's right. I misspoke, I think, earlier. So you're going to play the resources out of your hand. But so like in this case, I could take this one if that made sense to me, and then I could take the flower resource, which I had taken earlier, and then now I've added to my hand, and then I can play it with resources later.
I think there was a max count of, was it 10 or something?
Probably.
It's a pretty big hand count.
Probably.
But I actually really liked, it's like the small things for me, man. Like the little magnet so that your character rides on there is like so sweet.
It's the best.
It's
it's super good.
Good tactile feel to it.
But, no, I for sure love that, man. And like, yeah, again, it's not an overwhelmingly complicated game. They give you this cool player aid, and
Yeah,
then
that's really good, too.
there's a end game condition thing on the back, and so basically you're gonna take one basic action, and then you have a free action, and you can use an energy or use nets, and those are free actions, and you can with the net. Yeah, the net makes it interesting. I think that's another level of economy. Same thing even with the energy. In our play though, you went more on the energy cards than I did. I actually didn't have a single energy card in play because you're building out your tableau.
Yep.
So just like Everdell in that, you're building everything out kind of in front of you, and so like as you're building your stuff, some of those do have those ongoing effects. Some of those have those, if you have an energy, you can do that kind of thing, and so you're building them out. Which is very, very interesting. But yeah, I didn't have any energy cards, I don't think. Where you went pretty heavy on the energy cards.
Yep, definitely did. And you were gaining a lot of points every time you recharged. I do remember that.
Yes.
That was, you built some really good synergies in your cards, whereas I was like looking more at some of these over here, and
I think it was the rare moment where I won our first play, which was crazy, and not by a ton. Like we both took different strategies, which is great. I like a game where I can do one thing, you can do something else, and we can still come relatively close. In a competitive game, I like that. Like I'm not locked into what you're doing, right? Like so, my card synergies were different than your card synergies, and that's good.
Yeah.
I went heavy on those. When I recharge, do this thing. So I had a few of those timing cards that gave me points.
Later in the game is when I kind of caught on to like how Joe was kicking my butt and started to like rethink my strategy. But at that point, I was locked in, so it's all good.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was my second play.
Yeah, it was fun.
But I hadn't played it in. I mean, I played it in 2025, January of 2025. Like shortly after it had come out, our buddy Jeremy brought it over to like our annual New Year's game day, and I played it with him and Cody, and I liked it, but I got it and then just never played it. And then we were playing it. I'm like, dang, why does this just sit on my shelf?
You got a couple other games.
I do. It's the thing. Geesh, man. Anyone else have a problem with games that they don't get? You can't see it, but over here is my whole unplayed.
It goes on forever, actually, into infinity.
Unplayed game shelf. No, but I was thinking about that the other day. I was looking at my games, and like we've made a lot of changes, like in Meek Heroes Reborn, and some of what drove a lot of it was me looking at my shelf. Actually, Origins really put me over to the top as to why we made some philosophical changes. But you look at your shelf, and you're like, man, great games. I'd love to play them someday. You know what I mean? Like it'd be awesome to get to do that.
Yeah.
But and again, we do. I mean, you play them, but there's some games that just get played more than others because they're easier to get to the table.
Yes, right.
And
easier, quicker, and
yeah. But if everyone knows the game, it's usually fine. Like we could play this probably pretty quickly now that we know it. The only thing I can't remember.
Let's just play it right now.
Right. The only thing I can't remember is this.
Oh, those are once you recharge and do everything. When you change, they start to take over the lakes, become these, and it has to do with those pieces up there, I believe, on the recharge. So these the lakes start to become habitats, which then allows you to gain more resources later in the game.
And you get to pick those, right?
Yep. You pick which one when it's your selection there from that point. So.
Yeah, that's right. It's on the recharge. So retrieve all 3, advance the time tracker, discard, and then activate. Well, no, there's nothing that lists that though.
I think where was it? Oh, well, good thing I have a rule book here.
I don't see it on any of that. I can't remember that part. That's like the one thing I can't remember.
Yeah, I thought that it was.
Everything else I feel, not the one thing, I mean, but I mean, we played this time's flown. It's been like a few weeks.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
Yeah, we try to cram this stuff in, y'all. We work on it. We're good. So this is Ray reading a real book. Reading a rule book. This is what that looks like in real life, if you guys ever wondered.
As the game progresses, the score track's discovery rewards will transform lake hexes into habitat hexes. That's where it was, yeah. So once you pop one of those
5, 25,
yeah,
and
there
40.
you go, the discovery.
Yeah.
So the premise behind the game of Wondrous Creatures is that you're out on a voyage, and one night you see a weird-looking bird, but it's beak illuminates the night. And so you follow it to this unknown island where you see all these wondrous creatures. And so then you come in search. And so that's what you're doing here. That's what it literally says in the rule book.
My man literally read the lore.
In the introduction,
That's amazing.
And so that's,
I love that.
So now you're finding all these wondrous creatures that are have yet to be discovered, and you discover them as you're going, and so that like kind of plays into the game. As you get points, you discover new islands as you're discovering other areas of the board there. So that's why habitats become unlocked. So, but I actually am glad that we played Wondrous Creatures, because if you do go back and listen to our last season when we got to hang out with our friends from around the board, the top 10 games that the Apostle Paul would play,
Yep.
this was one of them.
Yeah.
And
it was John who put it up.
And
Because he said that that God has made a lot of wondrous creatures, but we are new creatures in Christ, new creations in Christ.
That's right. That's right.
And I think we had to. I'm pretty sure we voted it in.
I think so.
Now I have to go back and check, because I'm like, man, hey, go listen to that episode.
You should go back and listen too, and let us know.
And while you're there, subscribe. Yeah. And so, no, that's cool. No, it is a lot of fun. One of the other things that I like about this too is this double-sided board. So, like, you have a 1 to 2 player count and a 3 to 4. It does play a 3 to 4. And this is Bad Comet Games. I probably should have looked at that ahead of time. I'm pretty sure it's Bad Comet. They do some really cool stuff. Life of the Amazonia is another one of those games that I really, really like that I don't know that you've played yet.
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of games I haven't played.
It's right here.
So
right
weird. I still feel like I'm not that big of a gamer, like I don't play, but then I think about it and I'm like, I've played so many games, but there's so many games I haven't played that when like real gamers play or talk about like stuff, and I'm like, I'm so lost. I have no idea what
you're
talk
good.
About, you know?
Again, if you've followed us the whole time, you know that Ray stepped into this podcast being like not a novice, but like you were pretty low in the hobby scale.
Very low.
Yeah, and then and so I was like, hey, we're just gonna talk about Jesus and board games, and you were like, I don't know anything about board games. I'm like, cool, like that'll be fun. But again, that's been part of the journey, right? Like that's also why we get games to the table, because it allows you an opportunity to like try something new, and it's fun, and we hang out because you like games.
Yep.
And so now it's in a way, and Ray often says that he doesn't need to actually buy the games, because I have a library here that he can just check games out, which is true.
It's so true.
Which is nice, and so it works out.
It's
so
like they tell you don't buy a boat, just have a friend with a boat.
Yeah, you're it's like hobby by proxy, right? Like I don't actually have to have the collection. I just need to know the guy who does.
Exactly.
Which is fun, which is cool. No, and I love that, but. No, so I would put you very much now in the board gamer category, just because you've played a lot. My wife wears a shirt that says "Board Gamer in Denial," and I remember being at the game store, and I probably shared this story in one of the episodes, and I was talking to Dion at Voss Media, and I said, my wife, she's like, she doesn't think she's a gamer. He's like, well, what kind of games does she play? And I laid it all out, and he was like, she's in denial, bro. And I was like, ooh, that's great, like Board Gamer in Denial. And we got a shirt that says that, and she wore it on the cruise.
That's perfect.
And Tom Vassell was like, that shirt doesn't work here. And I started cracking up, but like Tom was like, "You can't wear that here because you're on a board gaming cruise. Like you are not in denial at all." Well, I mean, unless you're still lying to yourself while you're on the cruise, which was
first step is admitting it.
Yes, for sure. But there's also other ways with the time track. There's variation that's on there, and I think you can use those with the higher player counts and different things. And so it's really neat. Very, very good game. Highly recommend it. Again, I like what Bad Comet has done. Life of Amazonia is fire. I also have on my unplayed shelf right over there Wild Serengeti, which is another game by them that I'm looking forward to getting to the table. I'm looking forward to get all those games to the table eventually. But the good news is that that's been kind of my thing, but the problem is it just keeps growing. And I'm like, this year's been like, cool, I knocked off 12, but I replaced it with like...
But at least you're going to like the cons now, and you get there and you get to play other games. I mean, like I know you're working, but then you get to play some games, and so. But the problem with that is you always come back with games too.
Yeah, well, so and it's like some of them are gifted, or like like they're. It's not always like, oh, I bought this game, or I'm actually like pretty good at like now I'm much better at like getting games on deals, like used games, to be like, this is a game I've had on my list. It's something I want. This is a great deal.
Right.
Like that Cloud Age game over there. I'd wanted it for a while, and I was just like, yeah, if I ever get a good deal on it. And then my buddy was like, hey, you're going to be, he lives in Ohio. He's like, you're going to be at Origins? I'm like, yeah. He's like, just in case you're interested in any of this, here's like my used games. And I was like, oh, bet. Like, I was like, I'll take Cloud Age. Yeah, notice I was used.
Still got that. I was like, used game.
This,
It's got the plastic on
this
it.
is the best part, man. I was like, yeah, I'll take, I was like, I'll take Cloud Age off your hands. He's like, oh, yeah, bet, bro. And I was like, how much you want? He's like, $15. I was like, oh, all right. I thought it was a used copy. I show up and he hands me a cellophane wrap, unopened, brand new game, $15. I was like,
beat that.
Sweet, dude.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it helps him because he's he's trying to purge his own. But yeah, really, yeah. That is part of the problem is that more games keep ending up on there.
Yeah.
But at Origins, man, we're gonna have to get that off the table, dude. I played Sheriff of Nottingham, and bro, I did not realize how fun that game was gonna be. I played it with a couple people that I had never met. It's like a social deduction game.
We didn't play. Oh.
No, we didn't play it. But it's not social deduction in like werewolf. Like it's more like logical deduction. But you're trying. Someone's the sheriff, and basically you're trying to convince them that you didn't put contraband in your bag, and you can bribe them, and you can do all this. So the sheriff can be like, yeah, if you give me one of those apples, I might just let it go. And then like you're like. You basically have to like state, like you can only put like 5 cards in. You have to state what you're putting in there. You'd be like, I've got 5 cheese, or I've got 2, like whatever the thing is. Like I've got this is what's in my bag. I've got 2 apples.
Yep.
And the sheriff is like, yes or no. And if he says no, then he checks your bag. And if he's wrong, he has to like pay you. If he's right, then you have to pay him. And so there's like this back and forth. It's very, very fun, man.
Yeah, that sounds
fun. I had it on my shelf and just like, then someone was like, you want to play this? I was like, yes. And we had a blast. The couple of guys we were playing with, the first time meeting them, I was laughing so.
That sounds like a good one.
Yeah, it was the right mix of people, man.
Yeah,
it was a couple LTN guys, myself, and then these couple other guys that were just so funny.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. But yeah, that's gonna have to get played for this season. So yeah, another game that we played, but we played virtually, and then I actually got a copy of it physically behind Ray's head there, which is Dinogenics. Honestly, man, that's a huge blessing. I received. I won't share their name because I know a lot of times people don't want to know. But I had someone got wind that I had really wanted that game, and but I hadn't. Like I said, I was not going to spend that kind of money on it. And they were like, "Hey, I want to send it to you," and I was like, "What?" And they gifted the game, and it was like straight up, like it's like the full blown Kickstarter. Like it's got all the premium components and. I'm very excited to play it in person because we played it on BGA, and I played it on BGA a number of times now.
It was really fun on fun on BGA.
Yeah,
like, it was so fun that I was like, when can we play it in person?
Yeah, And then it was cool because it showed up literally like the next day, and I was like, whoa! Yeah. And again, it was another like had never been played. Punch. Some of the things aren't even opened, and then they also sent the expansion, which I thought was really cool. But I put the expansion on my haven't played shelf because I haven't played with it yet.
Yeah.
But I have done the thing there.
But
that game is also another worker placement game. If you haven't played Dinogenics, literally it's Jurassic Park. And I know there's Dinosaur Island and Dinosaur World. I actually really like Dinosaur World, which actually is up over there. I got rid of Dinosaur Island because I was like, I don't need both. I'm going to pick one. I chose that one because I like Dinosaur World a lot more. But then when I played Dinogenics, I was like, oh, I would never have to play Dinosaur Island again. Dinogenics for me, like, I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. Like, I enjoy it. I think it's a really fun movie series. I've watched all of them, even the bad ones.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
Right,
they're dragons.
They're dragons.
Anyways.
Hold on, I wish I could do that again. And look at this camera this time.
They're dragons.
Yeah. Fantastic. Glad we could do that. Only here for you today live that they're dragons. But Jurassic Park.
Now you can't stop thinking about it. You're like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Again, we're keeping it nice and light. I'm cooking in this heat of the rotisserie chicken legs.
Yeah.
This is good. Jurassic Park fun. Even the Chris Pratt ones, I don't mind. And like and then even the newest one there with Scarlett Johansson. I went to the theater and saw it just because I enjoy the movie. So like. For me, what was funny about that film is it was like everything that like, so most times it's always like, oh, here comes the thing. The dinosaur's going to get the person. It's very obvious. This was always like, the opposite of that. Like they made every good thing happen for everybody. I'm like, oh, so that thing just fell through the mountain and landed right next to where they were. Like
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, that sounds great.
Dude, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, every perfect thing that could possibly happen for all the good people, good things happen. Where it was like just like, oh, let's do the opposite, because every other movie it's like, oh, that guy's gonna get eaten because he's a jerk, or that guy's this is gonna happen because of this, and like you just know, and this is like literally the opposite. It's like every possible good thing that could happen happened.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, and you're sitting there
Should be like that.
Yeah, right. Like, but at first you're like watching, you're like, they're getting away from everything. Like, this is crazy.
Hey, there's a helicopter with keys in it, and the pilot's with us.
Pilot's with us.
Let's go.
And he survived, and he made it, and he has food and supplies.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Oh, and that thing that we needed again, it fell from the mountain
that's
all
awesome.
the way down the mountain in a glass jar, and it landed right next to me. What a convenience. Like, I was like, what?
I love this. I can't wait to watch it now.
You should.
It sounds great.
It was crazy, bro. But either way, I like Jurassic Park. And so the idea of actually creating a park like Dinogenics is stupid. I would much rather it in a board game form, because I'll tell you what, if Jurassic Park was a real park, I know not to go.
Yeah, clearly.
Like, I'm not going to see them. At least for years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, like, it's got to have a proof of concept here. Like, this has to work for a long time.
The first couple ways have to get through.
Yeah, bro.
Although then, if you wait too long, you might be worried that they didn't keep up with the maintenance of the things. And then there's like a certain threshold, right? Where you're like, you can't go right away, but then you can't wait too long.
Yeah.
You got to find the sweet spot, or else, like, somebody didn't check a screw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody didn't check. Well, now we're into this whole thing, man. Somebody let the goat out. What is going on?
You know what I mean? There's like that sweet spot.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get now. My whole plan's ruined. Because now you got to find the sweet spot. How do you know? Because you could forget a screw in the middle of the thing too. Never mind. I'm just staying home. Staying home. Not going. I can watch. Yeah, I can watch it on TV and I can play Dinogenics. And Dinogenics again, really fun worker placement game. Lots of great choices. Plays over 7 rounds. And what's kind of cool, like, again, in a resource management kind of way, like, goats actually do matter. Like, you have to feed goats. And if you don't feed them, your dinosaurs rampage. And this is what was happening to me. I think I lost like 1 billion points because you get these scandals if you don't feed your dinosaurs. I'm the guy that didn't put the screw in the thing.
Yeah, it was you.
Yes.
I
neglected it.
Yeah, your tourists found that they weren't in the sweet spot, and they kept getting eaten. They were like...
It happened a lot.
The funniest part about the game was,
you
have an option to go and get some cards that are like special situation cards. I forget what they're called, but so I went to the space.
Oh, the manipulation cards.
Manipulation cards, yes. And I had a couple of them, and I literally get one that says, take all. It said it was called infested, and the one other player's hotels were infested, and you take all of their tourists and bring them over to your hotel. So literally, I play the manipulation card. I bring all Joe's tourists to my hotels, and then he's like going crazy, like, "What? This is crazy! How could you get card?" We get to the end of the phase this round, and he didn't have enough goats, but he has all carnivores in there, and so all of his dinosaurs start rampaging, and they're just like eating all the tourists. And he says, "Oh, well, no wonder they went over to your hotel. They knew that they were going to get eaten if they stayed here."
The infestation worked well for them. It was God's protection. Where they're like, "Hey, I know you like it here. However, there's bed bugs. Get out. Go to Ray's Park and chill at his hotel because." Everything's about to go, it did. And you got to roll these rampage dice, and you roll them. And I think BGA, like it's a program. I just think they're like, hey, you know what? Watch this. It's always a rampage. I've never dodged anything in that. And so then they mess stuff up, and then you got to destroy your fences. You gotta eat people.
Yeah.
You got to destroy
your biodomes and your habitats.
I just realized, as I said, you got to eat people. Out of context, this doesn't work. Don't do that. Dinosaurs in the game. Yeah. Eat your tourists. Do all the stuff. And if you don't have it, then you get scandals. And the scandals are -6 points.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot.
It's crazy.
It's heavy.
Crazy.
Like, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, and then there's one spot on the board you can go to get rid of them, and you're like, huh. Okay, I'm gonna go there, I guess, and then only one time, so you're not like you're gonna get stuck with them, so you're trying not to.
Yep.
And I thought I had played conservative until I realized I forgot my goats. It was like I made an error. I forgot my goats. And then so because of that, everybody in my island got eaten.
Yeah, it was.
And naturally, I lost the game. I think I was like cranking, and then I was like, "Well, I'm gonna lose like 96 points."
You lost.
I lost some crazy.
You lost
points.
a lot of points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That.
I'm actually gonna look it up on BGA and figure out how many points I actually.
I'm pretty
lost.
sure you lost like 71.
It was a
points.
lot.
Yeah.
It was something crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how to.
I think the final score is like 147
Actually,
to like
I don't even
67
know how to
or
find.
something like that.
I don't even know how to find the game on here. I did with you.
Oh, just check the email. Should pop up.
Check the email.
They send you monthly reports.
I don't know. Do they? Yeah, they might. Let's see. Dinogenics. It ended 14 days ago. We played this 14 days ago.
2 weeks ago. See how fast
Yeah,
time
flies. And the game result. Yeah. So you had 141. I had 71.
70.
So I ended with 71. Statistics, though. Points earned from dinosaurs. Where's the scandal? Where's the scandal thing? Oh, it's not showing.
They didn't want to.
Yeah, they're like,
They didn't want to put the scandal.
It's got to be here.
Yeah.
Number of scandals, 10. So yeah, I lost 60 points in scandals. You had 3. Yeah. You lost 18. I had 10. And so yeah, I got 71 to your 141.
Yeah.
You flat out doubled my score.
And enjoyed it while it was
and
happening.
Enjoyed it. Yeah. Ray was like, "Oh, so you think that you're gonna beat me at Wondrous Creatures? Well, watch what happens when I play dragons."
Yeah.
Just so you know. Yeah, no, it was, but it is really fun though. Again, like there's a lot to do. You got to build fences to get your dinosaurs. You got to make sure that your dinosaurs have the right pen size. T-Rex need 3 pen size, right? But again, if you can't feed them, they'll rampage everything.
That's right. Yeah.
And then different dinosaurs want to be in different conditions. So like you can't just put like a pterodactyl in an fenced enclosure because they can fly.
Yeah.
So you have to put it in a hollow,
It is
or
realistic
not the
in that
hollow,
way.
the biodome,
The biodome.
right? You got to put it in a biodome.
With Pauly Shore.
Not that one. So you got to put it in a biodome, and then when you have it in a biodome, then like it's fine until that biodome gets destroyed because you had to crash one of your facilities, and then now your pterodactyl's loose and he's eating people too.
He's eating people, and then they come over to my hotels, and then the other thing is certain dinosaurs cannot be in with other dinosaurs, obviously, because a T-Rex might eat like a bronchosaurus or something like that. Bronchiosaurus? Brontosaurus?
A broccolisaurus? I don't even know what you just said.
That's what I had for lunch.
A broccolisaurus?
That's why I tell Ellie to eat broccolisaurus.
Brachiosaurus.
So then, like the Stegosaurus, was it? Or Ankylosaurus? One of them, they were like a pack dinosaur. So then, like, you got extra points if you had multiples, like, in the same range. So, yeah, it's
very fun.
It is fun, and it's kind of hard to like get because you have to have like 3 or 4 of the same dinosaur before you can create it.
Yep.
Although you can create a mutant dinosaur, you don't get as many points and benefits from it. But if you're just like
if you have cards you just can't do anything with, and you can sell cards back to the market, so it looks more. It's more like DNA. It's not just like the dinosaur. You're not selling that. You're selling the DNA, back in because you need to match the DNAs. But you can gain. Like there's a buy cost and a sell cost, right? And so naturally the buy cost is higher than the sell cost. But you can recoup some funds, or you can use those. And I think if you have 3 of any kind, you can do a mutant. And because that always went well in the movies when they started crossbreeding and they used mutants.
That works in every movie. Whenever you have mutants,
right? The X-Men, it worked there.
Great.
Yeah. Speaking of, have you caught up on X-Men season 2 or X-Men '97 season 2?
No, I haven't. I need to.
You really should.
Yeah.
Oh wait, a new episode dropped today.
Really?
I think so. I think it's every Wednesday.
Well, thanks.
It's Wednesday.
I didn't have enough stuff to
July
do.
22nd. Just checking the monitor. July 22nd on the monitor.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I just realized is that I don't even know how. Oh, I can look over there and I can see how long we've been recording. Because I was like, I don't even know how long we've been recording this thing. And again, the first part of that we were recording. So we have some time. We have like almost like 5 minutes.
Well, let's get into this then.
Yeah.
So
what are we about to get into?
Wondrous Creatures.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, a mashup. Sorry.
And Dinogenics.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about we are new creatures, and we are wondrous creatures.
Yes.
We are the epitome of God's creation, and that's amazing and wonderful. I just wanted to bring that in because we are the
Christian Board
Gamers podcast and bring that in. But so if you read your Bible, which I do, some of you may question that based on some of the things I've said before, but I do. I want you to know. Okay.
There's legit cause for alarm. Legit.
So, as what animals or what creatures do you think? Do you think that they were always like this, like in the beginning before the flood? The creatures that we see now, like Adam in the garden is naming these animals, and he's like, "That's a rhinoceros." Was the rhinoceros in the garden the same as the rhinoceros we see now?
What he said was, "That's a unicorn." That's a unicorn. It's one horn. It's a unicorn. It's a unicorn. I actually wish they looked like this, and I wish they still did. Like, when I look at these, the art on Wondrous Creatures is so fire, and I look at some of these creatures, they are quite wondrous.
Yeah.
I mean, that would scare me. I don't think I'd want to run into that
jellyfish science orb.
It's a lunantula, so it's like a literal like light spider, which I'm not
That
really
sounds
keen
terrible.
on. Yeah, I'm not in on that. But like a fish horse.
Yeah.
They gave up on the names. They're like, whatever, fish horse. Like, isn't that a thing already? Isn't that a seahorse? Like, isn't that already a thing?
That's a real creature.
Yeah, someone in there was like, this is it's a part fish and a part horse. Seahorse. Nah, bro.
It's
fish
a
horse.
Fish horse, yeah.
Yeah, this one's a bear moor. I don't know. I wouldn't want to run into that. I don't even know what this looks like, but it's like almost like a cross of like an owl and a bear. I don't know what that is. Maybe.
All right. So switch from that.
Yeah.
What about the Leviathan?
Okay, so like we're talking like big giant sea creature.
Yeah,
The fish horse. Big giant fish horse.
Big fish horse.
Okay.
So the Leviathan, is that a dragon? Is it a sea serpent? Is it something that when people were out on the seas like in 1736 and getting scurvy, they saw one?
1736. That was very arbitrary time. 1736 getting scurvy. What are they seeing? Well, I always like it when like when it like says like, oh, that's a hippo, like in your Bible in the subnotes. I'm like, what kind of hippos are you looking at, bro? It was like even talking about like the tree, like a cedar like tail, and they're like, oh, that's a. I'm like,
yeah.
I've been to the zoo. I've never seen a cedar-like tail in a hippo or anything like that. So again, like my imagination goes to like, there's got to be something crazy.
Has to be, right?
I mean, again, as God's describing it in Job, it's so intense. Like it doesn't feel like a small thing. Right. I do feel like there even is the room for dragons. Like it talks about its scales are like impenetrable. Like it's like, and again, he could just be using metaphoric language, and it's really just to describe the beauty and majesty of creation in general. Sure. I mean, again, it depends on how far you want to push it, and I haven't necessarily studied the hermeneutical breakdown of the book of Job as it relates to the creatures. Like I said, I do laugh when the footnote says like hippo. I'm like, no, that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I can't give a definitive, right? Like my brain says, man, the ocean's deep, and it's got to be some really crazy things in there. Now, again, we don't find encounters of that much anymore. Yeah. I mean, so
why is that?
I don't know. So I can't say one way or another. Like again, if I'm using my own context, I'm like, I was on a cruise, and by God's grace, I didn't run into a giant sea monster.
Yeah. That would seems like you would at this point.
That would have been
awesome.
See one. Somebody would. Yeah. So again, like I said, my imagination goes to, I would think that would be really crazy, and I wouldn't put it past God to be like, look at this thing, like it's massive. But I also
call it a hippo.
I also wouldn't put it past God at some point to be like, and you will sleep. And it's like Mantis in the Guardians of the Galaxy, like go to sleep. And then the Leviathan just chilling at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh gosh,
sleeping.
that'd be so scary. I'm not going scuba diving.
No,
I have no desire to.
None. My wife does. She's like, oh, it's so much fun. I'm like, yeah, if you're involved in like getting into, okay, when I'm out here on the land, like again, there's things out here that can eat you, right? But it's like, I'm not not going into the habitat where the things that can eat me are really proficient in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, a shark, it's proficient in the water. Like, I grew up in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, y'all. We're in Shark Week. Like, I've swam in waters where, like, sharks have been and are there. No. And, like, I literally, like, I remember the first time it was on Shark Week, like, I'm watching this, and I don't normally watch Shark Week.
You're like, there's my uncle.
No, it wasn't that. But I was like, I know that beach.
Oh,
and then
crazy.
It was like Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I'm like, I'm never swimming in that water again. Like, nope. And these things are massive, and they're efficient hunters, and they're in the water, and they're like, oh, let's go, and you're like, oh, it's safe, and I'm like, yeah, that's what everyone that gets eaten or bit says.
I just don't understand. Now I understand why Jesus walked on water, to show that he had authority over all creation. Because, dude, it is scary down there.
He's like, I ain't swimming it, bro. I ain't doing it, so I'm walking on it.
Yes, exactly. I'm not going down there.
I'm not going
down there. I know what's down there.
Yeah, y'all can, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm walking in the storm. I'm gonna walk. I don't even care. I ain't getting in it.
No, this is the thing though. Like in the water too, it's not like you're on land where you can see for miles and it's like sunny. Like you get down deep, you can't see. Like you can barely see in front of you. Something that's coming at you full speed to eat you, and you can't even see it. Like it's crazy to me.
Nah, bro. Stephanie watches these like I Survived or like something like. It, and it was always fascinating. I was like, okay, cool. If we ever go like in the woods, here's the rule of thumb. This is what we noticed when we watched this. And again, I don't know if I've ever shared these on an episode. I don't think I have. But this is what I've noticed and I've learned. And I said it to Stephanie and she was like, oh my gosh, I think you're right. This is what always happens in this. All right, ready for this? They were 3 miles away from their cabin. They were 3 miles away from their truck. They were 3 miles away from the nearest civilization. You know what I learned? Do not travel 3 miles away from anything in the woods, bro, because you're guaranteed to get eaten by a bear or a mountain lion. And then and it's like, I survived a bear attack. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, yeah, my eye was out here and I was seeing everything. It was spinning around, but I'm here. And I'm like, yeah, like, praise God. But here's the thing. We go into their environment. That's like dinogenics. Yeah. We make these dinosaurs, right? And then we're going to go into their... No. Yeah. Like, dude, there's parts in the movie where they go into like, no, I'm not doing it. But you know what? Hey, Timmy, you're on your own. Yeah. Sorry, bud.
Don't understand.
You're on your own. No. But it's like you get into this space and I'm like this today, Aiden was like, there's a spider. I'm like, you're outside. That's where spiders are. Right. Like, so you don't kill that. It's not in the house. And if we can get the spider out of the house, cool.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I am not going to go into like the thick of the woods. Dude, I've been hiking in Wyoming and then been like in the switchbacks of the mountains, and then all of a sudden I get the guy up here who's like our guide. He's like, stop. And he's yelling down the mountain. I've got 4 teenagers with me. It's me and 4 teens. He yells, stop. And I'm like, cool. And he's like, there's a bear up ahead. And I'm like, where? Right? Like, and he's like, on the trail. And I'm like, we're on the trail. Like, what do you mean there's a bear?
I need some coordinates.
Yeah.
Come on. Give me some magnitude.
Like, how far the bear on the trail, bro?
Where in proximity to me are you bear?
Yes. He's like, it's on the trail. And he's like, just stay right there. No, sir, I'm going back where you are. I'm going further in the other direction. I'm not going to stay right here. And then I got, so 4. I got 2 guys that are like on the wrestling team and then like their girlfriends, right? Oh. And the girls are freaking out. They're like, we don't know what kind of bear it is. And they're like, one of them we're supposed to play dead. The other one we're supposed to fight. I'm like, here's the deal. I'm running. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm like, they say you get this bear spray, but guess what? The guy with the bear spray's up there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any of it. And here's what I know. All right, here's the deal. Like they say, oh, if you can defecate yourself, if you're like dealing with a grizzly, if I can, I promise you I can.
It's happening. There's no can.
The bear comes around the corner. I've already done it. Like I can. No. There is no. If you can't. You can't relieve yourself. Do it. Yeah, done, bro. Done ski. I'm doing that. Hands down, period. Like, there's no question. You don't have to worry about that part with me. And then you're just going to lay there while the bear starts sniffing you, and then you hope he thinks you're dead? What's this? This is what they teach you. That's what they teach you.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that, but definitely wasn't the person who did it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right, no doubt. And then they're like, oh, and then if it's like a brown or a black bear, like, you got to fight him. I'm like, bro, you ever seen a bear stand up? It's bigger than me.
Dude,
it's bigger than you. It's like 8
crazy.
feet tall. And you want me to
gosh.
straight up fight David or fight
Yeah.
Goliath,
Yeah.
this bear, and they're like, just make noise and get loud. I'm like, again,
Yeah.
probably don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna get loud.
That's not.
But then I'm like, how do you? And then they're like, oh, but by the way, grizzly bears, they can be brown or black. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
oh.
So how do you
And then they
distinguish?
said you distinguish it by the nose. I'm like, by the nose. Oh, is that nose long enough? Is that a grizzly? Like, you're gonna think like that?
How close are you gonna be?
Like,
yeah.
no,
I've seen
no.
The Revenant. I know what happens.
Right.
I'm not.
But either way, some of our group, how they found out there was a bear, because he had a walkie. And
Mm-hmm.
so someone came around the corner and there was a grizzly just raking on a tree.
Oh.
And so he stopped. And what was crazy is that was like the youth group kid that would be like crazy nuts to do something stupid.
Yeah.
He stopped and he was like,
Yeah.
this is the moment.
it's
I'm
scary.
gonna do the right thing.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
backed up around the corner. He's like, everybody keep going back that way because
Yeah.
there's a bear around the corner. They get the radio. And then eventually the bear just leaves the trail. And so like doesn't come up the trail, but we're just stuck.
Yeah.
Like
Somewhere in
they're coming
between.
down to us, but we're in the middle. And like, I mean, he's like up. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like, he's got to go through some switchbacks, but like in a mountain, like I can see
Oh,
you.
right.
and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah,
yelling
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And I don't like heights. And I'm now in the middle of this mountain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, bro. And there's a
And
bear
enter
coming.
the bear. Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, cool, Lord, bring me to Wyoming. Awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Said no one ever.
Yeah.
It was still great. But either way, it was like, I'm trying to like keep the girls calm because they're freaking out. They're like, what if he comes around?
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I was like, but here's the deal. Like right now, he's not here. We don't even know what type of bear it is. No one's confirmed anything.
Yeah.
The guy with the bear
Could
spray
be a
is
type of
coming
bear.
down.
Yeah.
Right? He's coming down. That's good, right? So we can just chill here while Scott gets down here, right? And I'm like, just calm down. And then the guys are like, yeah, I hope it's a black bear. And I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
You
Or, yeah,
can
like-
say whatever you want until you see
they're
a
like,
bear.
I'm gonna fight that bear. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all can. I'll leave.
Not happening.
Here's the deal. I'll let your parents know. I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna let them know.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Hey, I think we now have passed our time. Yeah, it's just like that time. We hit it. This is a really good ending to the episode. This is, hey, trust your kids with me in youth ministry. I'm gonna leave them on the mountain when the bear comes.
Yeah,
Deuces.
yeah.
Like,
Hey.
yeah.
But I'm gonna defecate myself before I do, though. Be sure that that's gonna happen. So
Rest assured, there's a trail of poo following me. And
if you don't know where I
yeah.
went, just follow the trail.
Follow your nose. Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll figure it out. When in doubt, follow your nose.
Well, we definitely opened up with a lighter episode today, Joe.
For sure. Yes. 100%. But we did our first in person.
Hey, yeah.
And if you've watched this on YouTube, you rock. If you've watched this on Spotify, you sort of rock. You could rock even more if you came to YouTube and subscribed and did all that kind of stuff.
And if you listen and you're a kid, you kid rock.
On that note, man, let your light shine before others so they may see your good works and glorify our Father who is in heaven. This is Matthew 5:16. Man, we want to bring glory and honor to God, even in this conversation about defecation and bears. So, cool beans, thanks for rocking with us. Truly appreciate you. Y'all have a fantastic, wonderful day. God bless. Peace.